Welcome to I Finally Get It. This week, we welcome Jackie Hettich of Vivid Infusion and Wellness. In studio with me today, as always, Dustin Webb, our producer. I'm your host, Jeff Martin. Let's get it.
Business is hard. That's what I finally get. Leading people is one of the most amazing things I've been able to do. It's what I was created to do, and I didn't even realize it until I opened up Vivid. And it's such a fun experience, and yeah, I'm learning a lot.
Well, it's awesome that you love leading people, because I'm going to tell you, that's kind of an epidemic out there. And I'm in businesses all day, every day, and it's difficult these days because you never know what to say to anybody anymore. And so finding that true role as a leader is wildly important.
I find that a lot of people get promoted into positions of management because they're good at the job, but they don't get a lot of leadership training. How do you manage people? They know how to manage the tasks, but there's so much more that goes into leading people. People are going through so much, so their productivity is not always going to be at 100%. They're dealing with stuff at home and their health and all these different aspects. And my job as CEO is to really take care of my people, the employees that I have, and make sure that they have all the tools that they need, emotionally, physically, what have you, so that they can best work. They can be there, and their priority is the client. So I put on this hat where I'm basically just the air traffic controller lady. I lead from this place of kind of servant leadership, and I have a very compassionate angle, and I just love my employees. So
let me ask you something. So you said everybody's distracted a little bit, they're dealing with stuff in their lives. How much do you think that little cell phone has distracted? Do you find that in your business that they're always...
No. Well, I have amazing employees, so they are not distracted by their phones. I mean, obviously, yes, in general, people are very much distracted by their phones, and it's making people waste a lot of time that they could be doing, bettering themselves, what have you. But I think just general life, you get to work, and not everyone's priority is the business that, it's my priority.
It's your priority.
It's my baby. I created it. But the people that work for me, they don't have as much skin in the game.
No doubt about it. No doubt. And they have so much else going on. So how did you find your people?
God. I don't know. They were just dropped into my lap. My office manager was referred to me by someone that I knew. So I interviewed her. We met for coffee. I said, don't bring your resume. I don't care.
Yeah.
She was all excited. She just graduated. I was like, congratulations. Don't care about that. Just come, let's talk and get to know each other. I knew within 30 minutes that she could run circles around me, and that's who I needed, because I'm very ADD and hard for me to stay on task, and she's very organized.
So your office manager, was that your first hire? Or oh, wow. There you go.
Couple months before we opened.
So that's pretty smart. You know what you can do and what you may need help with, and so you brought somebody in for those things you need help with. That's a light bulb moment right there.
I think that a lot of leaders try to be the smartest person in the room and have all the answers, and I'm not. I'm really good at finding talent, and you're going to help supplement this part of me. And it's really hard for me to let go of control right away. So I'm not a micromanager at all, but I was trying to do everything myself. And finally, thank goodness, she was like, Jackie, you have to let me take the reins on some of this stuff. I am capable. And
I like her too.
Dude, I love her.
That's outstanding.
So she does so much.
But there's trust there though, right? She earned your trust.
Yeah.
And she trusts herself enough to take on what you give her.
And I earned her trust too. I think that's a mutual thing. Yeah. But it took me a little while to make sure, because I created this thing. I took time away from my family, blood, sweat, tears, literally, and created this company. And I wanted someone who was going to help me grow it.
Yeah.
So she's been amazing. And then our nurse, we interviewed several people. And she was a hospital nurse. She'd been working 12-hour night shifts for years and was about to get married and needed something a little bit more,
flexible, I guess,
during the day so she could see the sun. And I knew right away. She was just something about her energy. I just loved her. And so we hired her, and it's been amazing.
That's great.
She's running the show, basically.
So you talked about taking time away from your family and starting this venture, right? Mm-hmm. Let's get back to that. But what did you do before, and what led up to you starting Vivid?
In my previous life, I was in oil and gas for probably 12 years. Okay. I did land work in Louisiana and Texas, Kansas. I was the oil and gas lady. And when I started having kids, actually after my first daughter was born, I decided just to stay home and be a mom and a wife. And it was awesome. I'm very, very lucky to have had that time to raise my babies. But eventually I was done listening to the cartoon songs on repeat. And my brain was just a little bit bored. I mean, that life is for somebody. And I still am very much involved at home. I'm the primary house lady. But I needed to use my brain for something else. So I just mentioned it to my husband, like, I think I might want to go back to work. And my old boss called me and was like, come back to work. And he's like, you don't want to do that. I don't think that you like being told what to do and having to clock in and out. You've been free for so long. So we started talking about opening up a business, and he had this idea because he had been doing it for so long. And he's like, I think we could do this, but I don't have time to do it. He's a full-time real estate agent and he has other things going on. So if we're going to do it, I'm going to need you to run with it. And if you give me a task, I will hyper fixate on it and make it happen. Yeah. So for like probably 9 months, I neglected my family and built this business plan. And it's so crazy to see this little daydream that I had. And from start to finish, I created it. And now we have real clients that come through the real door, and it's really cool. Yeah, I love that. So let's talk about Vivid a little bit. Mm-hmm. Tell me what all you offer and how it serves Lafayette area. So our primary service is nutrient IVs. Mm-hmm. So your vitamins, your minerals. We do some injections. We have a micronutrient test that is really popular. Tests your body's, all the things that you're lacking. Pretty much anything wellness related. We work with Dr. Shute at Elite DPC that was here just a couple weeks ago. He's our medical director, and we try to just become a hub for wellness and health. If we can't help with whatever you need, we know physicians and providers that we can refer you to. And we also get referrals from OBs in town, and we work with bariatric surgeons, and we try to build those relationships with other providers so that, we're the place that they can trust us in their patients. Are you doing some of that business development, or have you brought on like a business development person? Like as far as with my employees? No, building the relationship with all the docs. I do all. I try to do that. Yeah, it seemed like you'd be good at that. Yeah. I like talking to people. Yeah. It's kind of my ththing. I can't do IVs, so I have to make myself useful somehow. That's great. So I've helped another company in Texas get started doing what you're doing. And I love the service. Mm-hmm. And I believe in what happens, putting IV nutrients into your body. It's got to be kind of good for you. Yeah, it's 100% absorption. Yeah. We definitely recommend taking a multivitamin every day to help maintain your nutrient levels. But the food that we're eating today is just not the same quality as it was 100 years ago. Correct. And it's just lacking. Yeah. So no matter how healthy you eat, you're still going to be deficient and you're still going to be run down, all the environmental toxins. So what are the plans for Vivid? Is it single location? Are you looking at franchising, or? Right now it's single. I don't want to franchise because I like making sure everything's happening the way I want it to happen. Yeah. I don't know if I would. Maybe down the road. We would love to expand. Whenever we opened a little over 2 years ago, there was really only one other player locally doing it. And since we've opened, several other places have started to pop up. So we're saturated here. We're probably maxed out. So I don't know, there's other markets maybe nearby. It's very popular. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, no doubt about it. And those things come and go, though. Yeah. You'll get saturated, and then fuel fall off. They do lose interest. Yeah. But it sounds like you really love what you guys provide. Yeah, I believe in it 100%. Yeah. I couldn't do anything or sell anything that I didn't believe in, and it's such a needed service. People are really looking to take control of their own health. Mm-hmm. Some people have lost trust in the powers that be. And I think it's important to stay educated and trust yourself that, hey, I may not be feeling well. I can figure this out. Or, there's providers that are going to be honest with you. And yeah, sure. Landman to CEO, running a company, and you're growing, and it's great. What has helped you most? What in your experience has helped you most be the leader you are today? Oh, yeah. So I've had a lot of work experience and I've had a lot of life experience. Life was not easy for me. And instead of letting all the bad stuff harden me, it's really made me be more empathetic and compassionate with people. I know what kind of leader and boss I don't want to be because of the ones that I've had.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that helps me be more empathetic with people is it's kind of deep. So I don't know how deep you want to get, but
let's go.
7.5 years ago, I lost my partner to suicide. And it really made me realize how hard people, like all the things that people are going through. And you can be super successful and a hardworking person, but if you don't have the support that you need behind you, you're not going to be your best. So my job now as a human is just to make sure that everyone around me is happy and healthy. So I really bring that into Vivid and the staff that I have.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
Thanks.
But I do know that you've learned, it appears you've learned, and the way you treat people has probably totally changed.
Oh, it shifted everything about my existence. I've always been, like free and whatever, but it made me more forgiving and empathetic with people and just made me love people more. It could have really hardened me. Yeah. And luckily that's not the way that it changed me. And it obviously is nothing that I'm happy that happened, but the silver lining is that I came out of it a better person. So
yeah. And you're honoring that person by
honestly, part of kind of why I believe in this health thing so much is because of that. We were drinking wine every night and eating great food, and we were very indulgent. And had we been living a healthier lifestyle, maybe that wouldn't have been the case. So I haven't had a drink in almost 1.5 years, and I'm very mindful about what I put in my body spiritually and physically. So it's been a very pivotal thing that happened to me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then taking on this new challenge and actually taking it on. And you can't believe out there how many owners just want the position. You know what I mean? And then they're not taking care of business, but it really sounds like you are. So what is some of the things that you've learned in the last 2.5 years from starting, like really good lessons that you've learned?
I've had to be very mindful of who I take advice from.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people with opinions and things they want to tell you, but
wait, I don't want to miss out on that light bulb moment.
Honestly, if I'm asking someone, there's different things that we are all experts in. But as far as business, if you haven't run a business, if you haven't made payroll and had to make payroll, right? Yeah.
A week before you're going.
Easy and fun.
No.
It looks really fun. It is brutal. As an owner, you eat last. And I love it. It is not for the faint of heart. But yeah, that was my main thing is if you haven't done this, if you haven't been through the trenches, then I don't really want your opinion about it because you only have this abstract idea of what it is.
That's huge, by the way. Yeah. I don't mean to stop you.
That's my main thing.
Yeah.
So I surround myself, proximity is power. I try to surround myself with people that have achieved what I want to achieve, are in the process of it, want to, just anyone with a growth mindset, anyone that's done what my goals are. Those are the people that I want to surround myself with.
And that's my advice when I talk with people. You want to follow people that are about 1 year or 2 ahead of you. Mm-hmm. They've been there, they've done it, and they've gotten to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Right. And so
I have a good mix of people that are right about the same as me, new business owners, people that have been in business for about 10 years, and people that have been in business for 30 years.
That's right.
So
and you don't have to call on them, and they could be an advisor from a distance and not even know they're a mentor to you. Right. So that's another thing that I recommend.
Yeah. I've been very lucky though to have met so many business people in Lafayette that we only met because we were both in one Acadiana, or we're both in the BBB, and
that's right.
We just kind of meet each other and we hit it off, and now we're really good friends.
Yeah.
My very best friends now are just random ladies that are also business owners that I met because we were at a networking thing.
Okay, so I got to start over. Rotate the light bulb, because you're bringing a lot of nuggets here. Get engaged, right? You've been engaged and involved with one Acadiana, BBB. What's been your most valuable community, you think? Not valuable like take advantage of, but where you've learned from and enjoyed?
God, there's so many good ones. I'm in what Acadiana. I'm an ambassador. I'm probably not a very good ambassador because I'm so busy now, so I don't make all the meetings, but I've met so many awesome people there. It was our first year in business, and we were nominated and won the Integrity Award with the BBB.
Outstanding.
And yeah, I'm really proud of that because that's a big word for us, integrity. And so I decided to get on the board with them. And so I'm in my second year on the board, and that's been really just not even from a getting business standpoint, but just by surrounding myself with people that are doing the thing.
And it sounds like you learn from people, even whether they're saying, hey, Jackie, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
But you're seeing, then they're modeling good behavior.
And they're all different businesses. It's not like I'm asking them for advice about the health thing. It's just,
But we have the same problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Different businesses, they have the same scenarios. They've dealt with very, very similar issues.
And so the economy, that's probably the common denominator is, okay, am I the only one dealing with this thing? And that's been...
The answer is always no.
Yeah.
I mean, always no.
Another thing that I have learned is I had major imposter syndrome when I first started. Everyone does. Every single person does. Even people that are super successful. Yep. So it's gotten a lot better. So I'm like, we're all just faking it. Just knowing that we're all faking it.
Yeah.
Not faking it, but we're all just trying. We're all doing. We're all struggling and trying to figure it out. None of us really have it all figured out. Correct. We're all just kind of jumping in and hoping for the best and doing our best.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I talk about this a lot because I think there's also a confidence epidemic, and that imposter syndrome is a symptom of that, right? And so we just have to, I think, create great habits, and then we have to iterate and continually do it, whatever it is we're afraid of, and then do it. Because, man, you can be confident in this one area of your life and not be confident at all over here, and it's shocking. You would think that it would be confident all over, but it's not.
Well, competence is
competence leads competence. Habits leads to.
If you don't do hard things, you don't know that you can.
That's exactly right.
That's
so
many.
you may have won the award.
I'm so proud of myself. But no, like if you constantly do things that you don't know how to do and you get better at them, like this is hard. Like I didn't know that I could do this. And every day I'm just a little bit more confident.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert in all things health and wellness, although I am back in school and I'm learning a lot. I want to be a health educator. My job isn't to do that. My job is to just put all the pieces together.
But you're going back to school and learning more on that? Just competence.
I'm obsessed with it. My original plan was not to be this involved in the company whenever we first started, and just series of events forced me into this position, and I just fell in love with it. And I realized that there is a huge gap in knowledge about health. We all just kind of...
That's huge that you're going back and studying.
I have a lot going on right now.
Yeah, you do. If you don't mind, we talked about how hard it can be. What is the thing that you found is like, all right, I did not see this coming. I did not expect it, but I hit it and then I achieved it. I got over it. What do you think's been like the number one hardest thing to get over?
There's been a couple roadblocks. I hate confrontation. That's a huge problem in my life. And in order to be a good protector of the employees, sometimes I have to do that. Yeah. And I've had to have a couple conflicts that, oh my God, I don't like them. And,
conflict is growth, though.
Yeah. Right? I came out the other side so much more confident because I stood up for my company. I did a hard thing that didn't want to do, but I did it and it was for the greater good. Yep. So doing those hard things, actually, I'm almost done with this book I'm reading. It's Compassionate Leadership, and it's all about doing hard things in a human way and trying to be compassionate in your delivery of hard things. So,
I'll link that in the show notes.
Yeah. Also notice you have Traction up there.
Yeah.
That's a good book too.
Yeah. I was an EOS implementer for a few years. Yeah. I love it. I think it's one of the best.
I love reading like anything business leadership related. I have it in my audio.
Yeah. I'm audio guy too.
I can't sit and read. I have too much going on. So.
Who would you say has inspired you most?
I've learned a lot from a lot of different people. I did not grow up with a business family. You know, we were all just worker bees. My husband, honestly, I've learned so much from him as far as business goes, and he's given me the confidence to go do it. I've learned a lot from him. We have very different leadership styles. Yeah. We manage people very differently, but he's such a go-getter, and he's come up from nothing. He's awesome.
Yeah, I love that. That one, he's inspired you. And we talked offline too, and it's the same answer basically. But having very different leadership styles, it sounds like you are your authentic self when you're leading, and he is too. Yeah, right. So that's the beauty of it. You gotta be yourself.
Yeah, authenticity is very important. I don't lead like a man. I'm not gonna try to step into a business and try to recreate that traditional way. I am very much myself. Vulnerability is very important to me. I'm not going into my clinic crying, to my employees, but they know that they can be honest with me, and I will always be vulnerable with them. And we've formed this level of trust that I don't think a lot of people can do.
A lot of people can't.
Some people just aren't that way. And it's not like right or wrong, good or bad. It's just the way I am. And maybe some employees wouldn't like my style, but luckily, my girls.
God's bringing you the ones that do. Yeah. So that's great. So what would you tell somebody who is, let's say they were a landman for X number of years, stay-home mom, and decided to go into business? What's a business tip you would give them?
Brace yourself. It's not easy. I think that a lot of people want to open a business and work for themselves so they don't have to go to work, but you're working 100 hours a week so that you don't have to work 40. I wake up thinking about what I need to do for Vivid that day, and I go to sleep Vivid. It's all day, every day, juggling a million things. It's a lot. If you have that in you, then it's for you. Yeah. But just
go all in.
Yeah. You're about to commit.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. All the people you come in contact with, how do you try to leave people different and better just because they engage with you?
I think making sure people feel heard and seen and, have a positive interaction with me. I think that's very important. Trying to be a little glimmer of light in everybody's life. That's my goal.
Thanks for tuning in to I Finally Get It. To learn more about Jackie and what she's got going on, visit our show notes. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you're a business owner or entrepreneur and you have a light bulb moment that would help other business owners and entrepreneurs, please reach out to me at jeff@ifinallygetit.com.